We don't choose to look after very many living artists. I'm extraordinarily choosy, not interested in how big their reputation is. I'm really interested, and we are interested, in how great their work is. If the work is not real, we don't care how well it is selling at the time. We're not interested. We only have one time around here, and we want to make it right. I have to say, we've been privileged here to work with a lot of people, a lot of great artists and potters. You have, like the other potters that we work with, during a long career, made a huge number of pots. And most of those pots survive, and we can enjoy them, and we can own them and look after them and use them and get pleasure from them for many years to come.
I always feel with musicians, I love it when they improvise in their music. That's influenced me a great deal with improvising on classic decorations.
There's poetry and then there's music, you know, and it's all come, and so there's something in us, we call it creativity, which is huge, and it goes beyond the arts.
Norman Ackroyd was widely regarded as the greatest etcher of his generation.
There's a great quote of Picasso's which is, "My hand tells me what I'm thinking." And so you get your hand in rather like a pianist would warm up before doing a concert. And so you get the whole thing in sync and you get it going and you adjust where you've got all your paints.
Norman's three extraordinary etchings and the remarkable story behind their creation are now finally published by Goldmark in Alchemy on Anglesey, Norman Ackroyd's journey into the Copper Kingdom.
The thing you should never do is try to explain a piece to somebody. I think you have to let them have their own interpretation of it.
Is it important that the people that see your work know the story?
No, they've got to bring their own. They've got to bring something to it themselves, otherwise there's no point. I'm not just sort of making these things to sort of illustrate anything particularly, just trying to generate some thoughts.
That's all one is doing as an artist, is trying to get your vitality across in a communicable way, and pottery is one of them.
They glow in the mind. I tell you, if you buy any of these things, if you have one of these things, you'll never tire of looking at them. They glow in your mind, they sing on the wall, they're just beams at you. They're amazing things to live with, and I never tire of them.
I think it's a response to what you see and experience, isn't it? I think most artists look at everything, and all the time they're thinking, will that make a good painting? How can I adapt that? How can I use that? It's quite a selfish way of looking at the world, really. But I think that's not unusual for artists, to have that going on in their mind all the time, that process of interpreting something and thinking, how can I change that? How can I make that into a piece of art? But why that happens, I don't know.
Can you remember why you decided that you wanted to be a potter, to work with clay?
I don't have a choice, Mike. It was kind of a direction where you get so passionate in both learning the skill and the firing. I have a love-hate relationship with my kiln.
You can't find two pots that are the same. The extraordinary thing is what I think we're looking at is the most beautiful abstract art. Phil Rogers was big in stature and he was big in spirit and generosity.
When you make things, you carry a lot of yourself.
I didn't just want to paint, I wanted to incorporate the objects, the actual objects. So that sort of dictated really the direction that the work went.
I mean, I think the first thing I did was stuck a feather on a painting, you know. Wasn't really satisfactory. So then I wanted to put a skull on there or something else, so then I had to build a box around it, and you end up building a lot of boxes.
I really want to thank you for coming out in such numbers. I think we have openings like this fairly frequently, and I don't think we've had as many people turn up as we have today.
There can't be many other places really where you get everything like this.